Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So welcome to my non-spoiler review of Star Wars. I promise, no spoilers. So here, we're just going to discuss my overall impression of the film and touch on the overall good things the film gets right and the things it could have done a little bit better, never getting too specific. So don't worry, no spoilers here. We're going to start by saying I loved this movie. Why did I love it? Well, it is just a very well-crafted film, top to bottom. It's beautifully directed. The score, of course, amazing. John Williams delivers again. I just fell in love with the music. I was enchanted by the music actively throughout the film, which just tells you the score was done very well. So the acting here, really strong from most everyone across the board. Daisy Ridley as Rey, very good. I think Rey is going to work her way up my favorites list on Star Wars characters, but she is very good in the role. I thought that John Boyega, also very good. He's very funny, he's very charismatic, and I thought he fit his role very well. And then we look back at, our oldies but goodies, all of our characters returning from the original saga. They all still have it. They all still embody those roles that we grew to love them in. I'm not going to talk about them individually because I don't know where you stand on who's in and who's not in the film. But just know everybody who is here enchants once again. And just these characters in general, this film does an amazing job at making you connect to the characters immediately. You care about their plight, you care about them. The character development and script in that regard is so well done. It doesn't take you a full saga to get an early character development and character arc from these actors and from these people in this universe. So already, you're hooked in, immediately you care about the characters, and you care about the story. It feels very much like old school Star Wars. And really, that's what this film gets right more than anything. JJ Abrams strikes the perfect balance of nostalgia, respect, homage to the original series we all know and love, and spending time with those characters, and again, just paying our proper dues to these folks, while also ushering in a new team for us to get attached to, for us to start loving, and for us to go along the journey with. So it's beautiful, and it all feels just like Star Wars. The story beats are similar, the feeling and the tone is very much akin to those original films, and I think any Star Wars fan is going to enjoy watching The Force Awakens very much. However, it's not quite perfect. There are a couple things that would require spoilers, so I'm not going to talk about those at all, but there are some others that we can talk about without spoiling anything. First of all, Domhnall Gleeson, not quite sure. As good as your fellow new actors were, he was very much towing that line between campy deliciousness and overacting. And I think he kind of stepped over that line several times throughout the film. He wasn't necessarily bad, just not as good as everyone around him, which made it glaringly obvious that he was overacting. And my second negative is actually just the special effects in general. Now, much of the special effects is done very well, especially the space scene, and I think that the IMAX 3D was wonderful. It really immerses you. You have ships pretty much feeling like they're flying over the top of your head, so that's amazing. However, it's inconsistent. There are practical effects at use here, but you can very much tell they're practical effects, and they come in great contrast to the computer-generated effects that sometimes didn't look so great. There are two characters in particular, again, I'm not going to name any names, but they went in and out of looking really good and then not so great. And actually, one of those characters, we don't really see them, and I'm hoping it works out and it all starts to look better once we get actual FaceTime. But really, they didn't look good at all. So I wish it was able to just strike a balance here like it did with this nostalgic feeling. Because using practical effects mixed with CGI is the way to go, in my opinion. I think Mad Max was so successful in doing this, and that's why it was an amazing experience to watch, because you were captivated and you could never tell. It was so seamless. You didn't know if you were looking at something that was actually happening on screen or if you were looking at something generated by a computer. And unfortunately, Star Wars falls short of being able to make that seamless. You were very aware of what it was you were looking at many times throughout the film. But that was only a small detour, a small distraction of what an amazing time I was having. I cannot recommend that you go out and see Star Wars The Force Awakens enough. This is what cinema is. It has an amazing story. It has a really strong script. The acting is solid. The direction is very good. Overall, as I said, it's just a very strong film, top to bottom. I recommend seeing it on the biggest screen you can, shelling out that extra cash if you have it. Regardless, see this opening weekend if you can still find a ticket, and at a full price. So, that has been my review of Star Wars The Force Awakens. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Force Awakens? And if you have seen it, what were your thoughts? Spoiler free, please. And also, what is your favorite episode of Star Wars? Let me know either in the comment section down below or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!